Did you know you can create a dye from the secretions of a sea snail? Well, you can. Hey guys, welcome to LittleArtTalks. My name is Karen and I'm talking about a specific dye which you can make from a species of predatory sea snails called Myrsidae or Myrsidae, and they were formerly known as murex snails. Now you might be imagining, what kind of color can you get from a snail? I mean, maybe like a brown color, but it turns out you get a very vibrant purple. That's pretty cool if you ask me. The color called Tyrian Purple may have been originally made by ancient Phoenicians as early as 1570 BCE. They were an ancient Semitic, Thalassocratic civilization that lived in what is now modern Lebanon. Known to the classical Greeks and Romans as the traders in purple, they were most famed for their much sought after, very expensive purple dye, which was often used for royal clothing. The dye is created from a mucus secretion that can be collected from one of several species of medium-sized predatory sea snails found in the eastern Mediterranean Sea, including the spiny dimerex, the banded dimerex, and the rock shell. In solution, the color is blue, but as a dye, the solid state is purple. In nature, this secretion is a mechanism of their predatory behavior, and it's also used as an antimicrobial lining for egg masses. They'll also secrete the substance when attacked, so humans can collect the dye via physical agitation, like poking it. By the way, this is not an animal-friendly dye, so if you're gonna get upset about this, maybe you don't want to listen to the rest of this. A less labor-intensive way of collecting the dye is just crushing them. Yeah. Pliny the Elder described the whole process of creating Tyrian purple, and just very quickly, it's pretty much collecting the snails, removing the vein where the color is located, salting them, putting them in heated vats, and letting it sit. The whole process took about 10 days, and yes, the records do say it smelled really bad, like horribly bad. David Jacobi remarks that 12,000 snails of Murex banderis yielded no more than 1.4 grams of pure dye, enough to color only the trim of a single garment. That's just ridiculous. 4th century BCE historian Theopompus wrote, "Purple for dyes fetched its weight in silver at Colophon in Asia Minor. It was such a status symbol that courts even restricted its use, who can wear it, who can make it, how much you can make, and what you can dye with it." Despite how expensive and labor-intensive it was to create this dye, it was highly prized for the vibrant purple that was impossible to achieve otherwise at the time. It was color-fast, which means it didn't fade or weather in the sun, and in fact it became a more vibrant purple. The color itself varied quite a lot, but the most prized variation of Tyrian purple was that of blackish clotted blood. That's certainly a way to describe a color. The production of Murex purple for the Byzantine court ended with the siege of Constantinople in 1204. Jacobi writes, "No Byzantine emperor nor any Latin ruler in former Byzantine territories could muster the financial resources required for the pursuit of Murex purple production." While similar dyes and processes continued to exist in Egypt and Mexico, there was no further mention of the color in Western Europe, certainly not in the commercial extent as before, and instead they turned to vermilion, which is a whole nother story in itself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video about Tyrian purple and you learned something new. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my previous videos about the history of different colors. I have flake white, Mayan blue, mummy brown, alizarin crimson, no, lapis lazuli. I must be thinking about crimson still. Maybe that'll be my next one. What do you guys think? Thanks so much to our Patreon supporters who support this channel. If you would like to make a contribution, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/LittleArtTalks. So if you want to make a contribution to this channel and see more videos, that is one way to do it. I would certainly appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.